Hey, welcome back to the Traveling Man. Today we're going to chat a little bit about boots. Boots on their own are incredibly important, and no matter what you're doing, you have to be safe. There's steel-toed boots, there's all types of different boots, but they offer a tremendous amount of protection. Boots in horsehide, boots in bison, boots in all different weights of leather. But when you go out and you buy a pair of boots, always get the best boots that you're able to afford. And the reason being is we neglect our feet early on in life, and then as we get older, we put weight on, we get more uncomfortable, we stand for long periods, our back hurts. Really important to have a really substantial pair of boots. They're worth their weight in gold. Slip-on boots are great. These are very, very comfortable, and after a long day you can come home and just kick them off. These happen to be Russell moccasin boots, and these are a very, very heavy but pliable, thick leather. Like them so much I bought a backup pair for when these wear out. But the truth is that these boots are all of such a degree that when they're worn out and they've come to the end of their days, you simply send them back and they give you a new pair of boots. This is my oldest pair of boots, and these have got to be probably 30 years old, and they're made by Wesco, and the truth is the only portion that is original is just this upper, and this is a 30-year-old boot from here up, and the rest of it has all been rebuilt. I've gone from a higher heel to a lower heel, and as I get older you just kind of start manipulating them based on what's most comfortable. But these are like new boots, and they're every bit of 30 years old. That being said, these tall lace-up boots, these are also Russell moccasin, which I sent in, and I had them resold from a very fancy gentleman in California who owns a company called Roll Club, and he does amazing work. Probably spent more resoling the boots than what I paid for the boots when I bought them, but his work is amazing, and I call these second skin boots. This is just like putting on a pair of socks. That's what it feels like, and they're comfortable at that same level as well. Whites, both of these, Nicks, more Roll Club boots. Viberg makes really good boots. All of these boots are really, really good, but the truth is that these boots will last a lifetime and then some. So it's incredible. I tell you all this because everything that I do, and as I make these videos, it's probably becoming apparent that in my life I have done a tremendous amount of stuff with very, very little. Certainly without the right equipment, and it's not until now in the second part of my life where I start to, really solve some of these issues that plagued me early on. But if you can, I remember as a young guy, it wasn't that I couldn't, it's that I didn't, because I had in my mind just to get by. I was always buying something to get by, and so I bought a lot of things 5 times when I could have just bought a really, really good pair of boots from the beginning. These boots are made specifically for me, and You know, I choose exactly what I need. And that makes these just ridiculous to wear. They're like tennis shoes. You put them on. There is no break-in. You just put them on and wear them. But many things in life are like that. We end up thinking we're saving money, so we buy something that's more cost-effective at the moment, but it turns out to be the most expensive based on the frequency of replacement. Tires on a car. I am an absolute firm believer that Michelin product is by far the least expensive. Toyo product for off-road tires, they're the least expensive because they last and they have a superb ride quality and they don't require maintenance. And the experience, the ownership experience is good, and they're probably cheaper to buy Michelins than to buy tires that are literally a third of the price. It's actually cheaper if you can do it, when you can do it. But if you start planning for it, you will kind of develop a pattern in your life and get things. Sometimes a deal isn't a deal. That's what my dad used to say. In life, there are two roads. One is expensive, one is not. The road that is not expensive, oftentimes the only reward is that it was cheap at the moment. So I'm going to encourage you, if you spend any amount of time outdoors, get something that's really going to last, something that will not let you down, something that will be around. Every boot here, and I've got some others, but every boot here, these are like old friends. I know these are all super reliable, super predictable. They're like old friends. I know what this boot is going to feel like every time I put it on. I know this boot used to have a squeak until I resoled it. They're like old friends. They really, really are. So treat your feet nicely. I mean, we're going to be walking on them for years. So treat your feet nicely and get good shoes, get good boots. If you're going to be outdoors, you're going to be off-road, you're going to be in any situation where you may have to self-rescue, have good shoes, have good boots. Boots, I encourage everybody to have boots probably because my daddy used to say, if you own a pair of boots, a pickup truck, a shovel, and a rake, you'll never be unemployed. He was right. You will always have a job. So buy good boots, because if somebody ever has to walk a mile in our shoes, let's make sure they're comfortable. Thanks for tuning in.